Hi guys, Mr. Gillen here, and during this video we are going to look at negative numbers again, but this time it's going to be multiplying and dividing with negative numbers. So, first thing we need to look at is a general rule when you are multiplying with negative numbers. A positive number multiplied by a negative number will give you a negative answer. So same idea as the adding a positive times a negative. Positive comes up against a negative in a fight. Negative always wins, so it's a negative answer. Same idea if you've got a negative times a positive. If there's a negative and a positive, negative always wins, so your answer is negative. If you're dividing, the same idea applies. If there is a different type of sign in front of the numbers, the answer is going to be negative. So let's have a look at some examples and how you would kind of tackle these if it was going to be you. So if I've 1 times 2, I would look at that and I would say to myself, well, I've got a positive number and I've got a negative number, so I know that my answer is going to be negative. And then I say, well, 1 times 2 is 2. So 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. I've got negative 4 times 5. Again, I'm saying to myself, I've got a negative number times a positive number. So the negative always wins. So it's a negative for my answer. 4 times 5 is 20. So negative 4 times 5 is negative 20. Negative 3 multiplied by 3. Again, first thing I'm looking at is I've got a negative number and I'm multiplying by a positive number. Negative comes up against a positive in a fight. The negative always wins. 3 times 3 is 9. So we're getting good practice with multiplication tables, and we're also introducing these negative numbers in here. I've got a positive and a negative. So the negative always wins, so it's going to be a negative answer. 5 times 8 is going to give me 40. If we look at some dividing, same idea. I've got a negative number that's been divided by a positive number. So I've got 2 different signs. So I'm going to have a negative answer. 2 divided by 1 is 2. So negative 2 divided by 1 is negative 2. Negative 20 divided by 5, I've got a negative, I've got a positive, so my answer is going to be negative. 20 divided by 5 is 4. So negative 20 divided by 5 is negative 4. 15 divided by negative 5, well, I've got a positive and a negative, so I know my answer is going to be negative. 15 divided by 5 is 3. So 15 divided by negative 5 is negative 3. And 40 divided by negative 8, I've got a positive, I've got a negative, so I've got a difference in signs, so my answer is going to be negative. 40 divided by 8, how many times does 8 go into 40? It goes in 4 times. Sorry, 5 times. What happens if we've got 2 negative numbers? We've got this idea of a double negative rule. The way I would like to think about it is the only time in the world where 2 wrongs make a right is maths. So a negative number multiplied by another negative number gives me a positive answer. And if I divide a negative number by another negative number, then I get a positive answer. Let's look at some examples. So negative 2 times negative 1. 2 negatives make a positive, so 2 times 1 is 2. Negative 4 times negative 5. Again, 2 negatives make a positive. So my answer is going to be positive 20. Negative 3 times negative 3 is going to give me positive 9 because I've got two negatives. Negative 5 times negative 8. Two negatives make a positive, so that's going to give me 40. Look at dividing. Negative 2 divided by negative 1. Again, I'm spotting that I've got two negative numbers, so my answer is going to be positive. So negative 2 divided by negative 1 gives me positive 2. Negative 20 divided by negative 5. Again, I'm always looking at them and I'm saying to myself, I've got a negative and I've got a negative. Two wrongs make a right. So I've got positive 4. Negative 9 divided by negative 3 is going to give me positive 3, or 3. And finishes off with negative 40 divided by negative 8. So I've got two negative numbers. My answer is going to be positive 5. So let's have a wee quick look then. What happens if we get a calculation that's got more than two negative numbers? Well, we've actually got a wee rule for that. If there's an even number of negatives, your answer will be positive. If you've got an odd number of negatives, your answer will be negative. Let's have a think about that. So let's pick a random sum. We've got 5 times negative 2 times negative 3 times negative 4. Okay. And there's two different ways we can do this. We can do it all at once, which is quite tricky, or we can think of it like this. Let's do it in stages. 5 times negative 2, so let's just single out 5 times negative 2 gives me negative 10. I've got negative 3. Then we can do negative 10 times negative 3 is going to give me positive 30 because two negatives make a positive. And then the last part, 30 times negative 4, I've got a positive and a negative, so my answer is going to be negative 120. And there we had three negative numbers. We had one there, second one there, and a third one there. What happens if we do that again, but we make all the numbers negatives? So this time I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 negative numbers. So given our rule, we should expect our answer to be positive. Let's find out. Negative 5 times negative 2 is going to give me positive 10 because two negatives make a positive. Times negative 3 times negative 4. Then let's do the next two. 10 times negative 3 gives me negative 30, and I've got my negative 4. And then the last part, I've got negative 30 times negative 4. So this time I've got two negatives make a positive. So my answer is 120. Hopefully this helps. If you've got any questions, as always, please don't hesitate to get in contact. This is Mr. Gillen signing off. Speak to you all soon.